It's the unemployment choo-choo. Unemployment choo-choo. Unemployment choo-choo. It's the unemployment choo-choo. All right, Jeff, here another week of the unemployment choo-choo, and we are barely chugging along. I think last week you made mention that, we're running out of coal. And, Jeff, I have to say, this chew's barely chugging anymore, man.
Yeah, look, you could throw all the funny puns in there that have to do with an old-school train chugging along there like you just did, but we're basically pushing the train at this point, so we're going to run out of it soon.
Well,
the energy.
Well, you know what, Jeff, and I thought maybe the reason is because our choo-choo's missing something, you know? Maybe, listen, maybe we're missing a little sensual seduction, you know?
I was going to say maybe our choo-choo just wasn't big enough, you know?
Well, hey, story of our life. It never is it?
No, it's not. Rizzo.
But no, and, listen, we'll get into this later in the podcast, but apparently you're the one who's not big enough either, so don't just put it on me over there, Mr. You've been getting text messages still, haven't you?
I still do get it. We talked about it last week, how I'm constantly receive text messages, less about libido this week and more about the size.
So basically, the libido, I guess they've given up, but they really want to expand your size. You're really they're being size queens.
I am getting size queens text this week, yes, and they come at obscure times, like either real early in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning. I think was one 7:39 a.m. actually. One today came in.
Really?
Yeah, 7:39 a.m.
Okay, so and I was and we'll get into that, but I wanted to start off the choo-choo, if you don't mind, getting a little groovy. Can we start off getting groovy?
Oh yeah. Real cool. Let's get it going.
Well, here's the thing, Jeff. Today was a very special day. We were waiting all week for Mr. Mario Lopez and his colonel. And, boy, did that get sexy. Were you able to watch that, by the way? Or
I'll tell you what. I got a little taste of the Mario Lopez as the colonel. And I'll tell you what. He worked his way into some chicken fortunes, my friend.
Well, how do you think? I mean, how do you think you did? Did you get your taste? Did you get those herbs and spices? Were you?
Look, I gotta tell you, I don't feel the Lopez as the colonel.
Well, you know what? I think you're wrong, but we're going to talk about it. Let's start it off. We have a seductive chicken discussion coming your way here on the Unemployment Choo-Choo. Oh. Woo!
You really got the intro version, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the whole point. And ready?
I'm gonna take my time.
It's chicken and biscuits time. Mario's taking it slow. It's a wonder we're not on the radio.
Wasn't I biscuits at one time?
You were. I'm glad that you brought that up because that's going to be our throwback this week, Jeff. We're going to do, you were DJ Biscuits and were you Gravy and Biscuits or who was who?
I think I was Biscuits because we were going to start our own chef company, weren't we?
Right, after the Chef Daddy thing, people seemed really into it, and then you became DJ, you're right, you became DJ Biscuits and I became Big Papa Gravy.
See, we come up with these great ideas like Chef Daddies, and sometimes we just got to learn how to follow through, man.
That's the thing. Maybe our issue is we're not following through on the Chef Daddies.
We could have made bank being Chef Daddies.
We could have. You know what? We could have gone down the route that Mario Lopez did, and that's what I want to talk about, Jeff. I mean, for those of you who are listening that are unaware of what we're talking about, what's a brief synopsis? I guess there was a mini Lifetime movie, Jeff, that involved the Colonel, Mario Lopez, and just sensual chicken, right?
Yeah, it was. He was Colonel Sanders, Mario Lopez, KFC's seductive. It was a Lifetime. It was on Lifetime, a mini movie.
A Lifetime mini movie.
Right. So, a lot of people see that Harland Sanders, and, they think he's the loving colonel that brought us, the fill-up bucket. But look, at the end of the day, people don't know he was an adulterer.
Well, see, and that's the thing. A lot of people, I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff, because you're right. A lot of people don't know that the KFC that we've come to love all started in the kitchen of a wealthy man who Harland Sanders slept with his wife. I mean, this all came about because of, like you said, being an adulterer.
Yeah, and in his real life, he was quite the womanizer. He actually had an affair with the hired help, as they say. He hired somebody that would, help his wife around the house when he was out of town doing certain things, and that was the woman that he had an affair with.
Well, and we don't want to give too much away, but basically the reason that this was made such news, aside from the fact that it was awesome, is because it's the first what's called branded content. And I don't want to get into all this stuff and bore you, but basically, for those of you who don't understand what that means, instead of, watching a movie or a show with commercials, people are now buying airtime, 15, 30-minute, whatever, airtime. They are not running any commercials, but that 20 or 30 minutes of airtime is brought to you by a company. And this was Lifetime's first crack at it, Jeff. And I have to say, they did a marvelous job. I'll be honest, I was really impressed. It was a 15-minute mini movie about Harland and the way that he sexed his way up to be the Chicken King.
He did. He sexed away, and a lot of what they're trying to do, basically, is like a marketing strategy. Like, what can we do? Because they want to display the life of the Colonel, okay? But, we didn't realize that it is so sexual.
Well, here's the thing. First off, why are they sexualizing chicken? So let's say you're a company, right? Let's say you're Walmart or you're KFC. Do you want your message to be about sexual seduction in chicken? And again, this movie, Jeff, is called A Recipe for Seduction, but do you think this appeals to the mom in the minivan, or does this seem like a Jerry Springer kind of thing to you?
Well, obviously, I think maybe they were trying Mom in the Minivan when you dial up Lopez.
Right.
You dial up Lopez, and maybe it's less of a blow. No pun intended.
Well, you know what? You could say that, but the movie is called Now, listen, it's called A Recipe for Seduction. How about we play the trailer, then we discuss it? Because I think that sexualizing chicken is not the way to sell chicken. Now, again, I'm all about piping hot, wet breasts. I love when it's crispy and buttery, and when you fluff them biscuits and you lick them taters. I'm all about it.
Oh, you got thigh jokes here. Let me guess, you're a leg guy?
Oh, listen, don't eat. I have so many that I'm saving, so I'm not even going to tell you.
So you don't want me to come up with them and run through them, or it'll,
Don't ruin my dad jokes.
Sales?
Don't ruin them.
Okay.
All right, so listen, let's go through the trailer, and let's dissect the trailer. This is Colonel's A Recipe for Seduction. It aired today at noon, just a few hours ago, and we're going to break it down for you, and then you can decide if you want to listen to it. Now, Jeff, it starts off dark. It starts off with a man in a room with a knife to a man's neck.
Yeah, absolutely. It does do that, and it begins to show an utter love affair unfolding and a belief in a man's chicken recipe.
Well, here it is, the death of Harland. At least that's what it looks like.
You don't answer my proposal, and now you're not answering my call.
I think I'm falling for the new chef.
Okay, so before we go any further, she says she thinks she's falling for the new chef, Jeff. Now, would you like to explain at least a little bit about what you know? So this chef is Colonel Harland Sanders.
The chef is Colonel Harland Sanders. Now, the woman that is doing the cheating, it's not the wife, it's the daughter, okay?
Okay.
So the daughter is, having the issue where, she's going to
sleep with Harland.
She's having the affair with this horny chef.
Well, and see, here's the thing. First off, I didn't realize Harland was a horny chef, but looking at him in his cotton outfit and what's this, a bolo tie? What did you call this?
Yeah, what do they call that? What did they say that was?
You said something. You said it about an hour ago, and we were talking about it. It was like an ascot.
An ascot, that's correct.
An ascot. And I'm telling you, his ascot is dripped in sweat. It's very, very, it's like soaked. He's got beautiful gray, thick hair. And he's nipping. Like, he's literally nipping right now.
Now, do you think...
We're 11 seconds into the promo, and he's nipping, Jeff.
Speaking of 11, you know when they say it's sprinkled with 11 secret herbs and spices, is the number 11 not the secret herbs and spices? Is it something else that she's enjoying on the Colonel?
Well, Jeff, I don't mean to correct you about KFC, but it's 21 herbs and spices.
Okay, I'm sorry. 21. Then that would be a little ridiculous. Okay.
Well, it's not 21. Maybe there's something 11 going on, but no, it's 21 herbs and spices. Let's get back to A Recipe for Seduction, the trailer. So now we've got Colonel. He's trying to seduce the daughter. The mom and dad are really upset. He's got his ascot, his bolo tie. He's sweating. He's nipping. And then this happens.
Jessica is falling for Harland.
The cook? Leave Jessica alone and skip town.
He has a secret recipe that's going to change the world.
Harland claims to have some secret recipe.
A secret recipe? Spare me.
We all have our secrets.
Do you get it? It's a secret recipe that's going to change the world. And he would only share it with Jessica.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, you think it stops there, Jeff? Oh, hell no.
Oh, give me a little taste. I want some
Marry
more.
my daughter. I promise there'll be more long weekends in your future.
Ooh, hold on.
I have to tell you something.
Uh-oh.
We have a problem.
Now, before we go any further, right now, they are both naked. Now, here's the thing. When Colonel is making love to Jessica, Colonel still keeps his ascot on. So he's buck naked, but he keeps the ascot on, Jeff. Your thoughts?
So he's committed to the ascot.
He's committed to the ascot. And maybe that's is that a real life thing? Did Colonel have sex with the ascot on?
Well, you could hold on to it.
Oh, you could. You could, or if you're really getting kinky, you could tie somebody up with it. You could wet it.
You could do that, but it doesn't seem like it comes off that often, though.
Well, you know what, Jeff?
Does it come off when he gets off?
I was just saying, you're taking all my dad jokes. All right, hang on. Now we got more Colonel here for everybody.
Huh? All right.
Lights out, chicken man. I'll take
Now he just said lights out, chicken man. Now it's gonna get real dark. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
this. Ruining everything! Just kill him already! Who the hell are you? Harland SANDRS, the new chef.
Whoa! He looks him in the eye and says, "I'm Harland SANDRS, motherfucker."
Oh my God, this is violent.
It's so violent, and
I can't have Slater doing this to me.
Well, and that's what I mean, and we're gonna get into that. But as we end this, I want you to think. Now they've tried to kill him. He's sleeping with the daughter of this rich man. Okay, he's naked in his ascot, and now he says, "I'm Harland SANDRS, bitch."
Mario Lopez is Colonel Sanders in A Recipe for Seduction. Premieres December 13th at noon. Only on Lifetime. Presented by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Now here's my issue. Why would you want your company associated with a sexual chicken movie?
Well, it all centers around the Lopez. Okay, so for some reason they are hitching their wagon to Mario Lopez.
Well, see, I don't like it. I don't like Lopez. I love Lopez. I just don't like him for this role.
When you look at a picture of it is literally uncomfortable, isn't it?
It's awful.
Like
it's
you
all
look
because
at the picture of it, and you go, I just can't see this. And then when he's acting the part of trying to be him, you go, no, this is not it. And you try to put your mind into that cheesy Cinemax porno mode. Okay, you know, the one that you would watch when you're...
Oh, yeah, like Skinemax when you're like 17.
Right, your parents go to bed, you wait for them, you keep it on a little low, and you watch it, right?
Well,
Yeah,
but
so
the problem is, Jeff, this is Lifetime. Has Lifetime's priorities shifted? So you have a channel that's known for wholesome movies, making sexual things with Lopez. You have a company known for chicken. Do they think that sexing up Mario Lopez is going to sell chickens? I mean, I don't know. Does it make you...
Lifetime will run a marathon of Golden Girls. They'll play Designing Women, right?
What? Yeah, but what is that? They're not sexualizing. Well, I mean, I guess the Golden Girls were a little horny, but I mean, that's not sexualizing a bird.